Minister, I'll come to your legal, because I think you are trying to play with words here. Because it's a very simple question. What is a transparent process? Like I don't think it's something that needs you to go, around. But I'll come back to you, Minister. I'll come back to you on this point. Legal of the head. What is your understanding of a transparent process?
Thank you, Mr. Lonzi, for your question. I think without being legalistic in giving you a definition, a transparent process would be a process that is acceptable, that is rational, that is reasonable, that is lawful. And
thank you, legal. That's all I wanted from the minister. It can't be that the minister can't tell me what his understanding of a transparent process is rational, it's reasonable, it's lawful, it's logical, the things that you are saying. Now, Minister, when did you send the letter to the accounting authorities to recommend to you the appointment of CEOs for an additional term of 5 years? Which date did you send them that letter?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
When did you send the letter to the accounting authorities? Maybe let me start it a bit, David. When did you appoint the accounting authorities?
Well, they were appointed on different periods, but most of them on the last week building up to the 30th of September.
Building up to the 30th of September. When did you send the letter to the AAs instructing them to recommend CEOs to you for an appointment of additional term of 5 years, or acting CEOs?
I think around the 28th of September. I'm subjected to correction.
I'll tell you, Minister, you sent them that letter on the 29th of September.
Okay, yeah.
And then in your letter, Minister, you say to them, go and sit an urgent meeting. You have got staff members here that must take out the letter so that you are fully aware. There are people who are sitting here who don't know what they're doing. You said, on the 29th of September, go and sit an urgent meeting and then recommend to me appointments of a CEO for an additional term of 5 years. Mind you, these are accounting authorities which have just entered office. Yes, there may be some of them are repeating, but they've just entered office. You are saying to them, in less than 24 hours, please give me a name of a CEO.
Yes.
That's what you said to them?
Yes.
Now let's go to the Act, Minister. The one, so you and legal, you rely on Section 8. Section 8 says, a chief executive officer may be recommended by the respective SETA in terms of sub-regulation 6 for appointment by the minister for a further term subject to satisfactory performance. We are still coming to satisfactory performance. Subsection 6 then reads, the accounting authority must make a recommendation to the minister within 6 months of taking office after following a transparent process. Recommend in writing 3 qualified, experienced, and suitable candidates with knowledge in accounting, finance, senior management, matters of appointment, blah, 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 of the CEO to the minister. Now, the section that you are relying on with your legal says, it's fine, if you want to reappoint someone for an additional term of 5 years, you may very well do that as a minister. But you must do it in line with sub-regulation 6. What does sub-regulation 6 say? You must follow a transparent process. Now, let me ask you, Minister, what transparent process would those boards have followed in less than 24 hours?
So when I started, I indicated that we appointed the accounting authorities under completely different conditions which were not under of any of our choosing. And just as I faced the pressure to make sure that the accounting authorities are appointed on the 30th, by the 30th of September, they also had the responsibility to make sure that they,
And I know, Minister, last time we had this problem. I hope you don't feel like I'm disrespecting you. I'm only doing this for pressure. Yeah.
It's not disrespect.
I don't want you to give me that context.
I'm allowed to respond.
Because you've already given us that context.
Yeah.
It was in your presentation.
So
my question is, the Act is saying you must, even if you want to recommend CEOs to be CEOs for an additional term of 5 years, you must follow a transparent process. I asked you, can you define to me what's a transparent process? You went to town, you didn't give me a definition. I then went to legal. Legal says it must be reasonable, it must be rational, it must be logical, and all of that. Then I say, how do you send a letter to a board that has just entered, by the way, to make an appointment of a CEO for an additional term of 5 years, and this name must be submitted to you in less than 24 hours? Which process could that board have followed that is transparent?
So, Honorable Lonzi, there has to be a distinction between two processes. The first one being, who do we recommend for reappointment? Or rather, not even reappointment. I think the Act and Regulation speaks for further appointment, which is the incumbent CEO. And what the accounting authorities is required to do is to make an assessment of the performance of that particular CEO, and on the basis of that, make a recommendation.
One meeting, Minister.
I believe that the accounting authorities were given reasonable time to be able
24
to do
hours.
so, and that if they were unable to do so, they would have indicated that they are not in a position to do so.
Let me come to you, legal. Since you, legal of the department, you gave me a definition of a transparent process. Which transparent process could these boards have followed in less than 24 hours? New boards that have just entered. Did they sit an 8-hour meeting where they went through all the reports of the SITA? What transparent process could they have followed?
Honorable Lonzi, in this context, I would imagine that transparency would depend on the diligence of the AA in doing their work. If they want to go through all the reports within or overnight and working like we are doing right now and be there for the whole day, then obviously the transparency would have applied, because they would have gone through all the processes that they need to go through them. There are no time frames that would have applied in the circumstances, because I would imagine that each case has got to be treated according to the facts of on the diligence of the AA in doing their work. If they want to go through all the reports within or overnight and working like we are doing right now and be there for the whole day, then obviously the transparency would have applied, because they would have gone through all the processes that they need to go through them. There are no time frames that would have applied in the circumstances, because I would imagine that each case has got to be treated according to the facts of the case.